Hello and welcome to the in-depth series section of Drishti IAS. I am 𝐈𝐀𝐒 and in today's video we will be discussing about the world's first ever Artificial Intelligence Safety Summit. As since the time the ChatGPT, the revolutionary ChatGPT or Bard, these kind of chatbots has arrived in the market, they have created a havoc. And now there is a point which is coming up each passing day, that is about the safety and security of human society from the artificial intelligence. So this is what we will be looking today about the points of discussion. First we'll be looking at the news, then about the Bletchley Park declaration, then what the US President Joe Biden executive order talks about, then different countries varied approaches, that what different countries think on the topic of the security and safety from the artificial intelligence, then what is India's stance, and in the end mains practice question. Topic is of relevance from general studies paper 3, that is science and technology. From exam perspective, very important to know about the Bletchley Park declaration, because it is the world's first ever artificial intelligence safety summit. This in itself becomes a very important point. And the news talks about Artificial Intelligence Summit, why new global pact on tackling artificial intelligence risk is a big deal. Artificial intelligence risk. How to tackle the artificial intelligence risk, the risk which are coming up with more and more use of the term artificial intelligence. Now, what is artificial intelligence if we talk about? So, artificial and intelligence, it means intelligence which is created artificially. It means that the computer or the chatbot will be able to do the work of the human using the human intelligence. It means that the work which was done by a human can also be done by a, you can say, computer through the technology or technique of artificial intelligence. So artificially the intelligence of humans will be used by the computer. So that is artificial intelligence. Till the time a thing has not been achieved, it remains very important. So now that after the launch of the ChatGPT, and now that people are using more and more of ChatGPT, the world is also seeing its negative impacts also on the human society. So now the debate has been going on about the safety of human society from the artificial intelligence. So what is presently going on is the world's first ever Artificial Intelligence Safety Summit has taken place in United Kingdoms for 2 days, that is November 1st and 2nd. And global leaders, global scientists, global technocrats, they all have arrived in the summit and has attended the summit. That can be global leaders, computer scientists and tech executive. So, and they reached to an agreement, and the agreement talks about to establish a shared understanding of the opportunities and risk posed by the frontier artificial intelligence. Important words: opportunities and risk. It is not that till now what was being talked about much was how the opportunities part can be achieved, but now that with the launch of the ChatGPT or with the launch of Bard or with the launch of other artificial intelligence techniques, what the point has been taken up and what the point that has people have achieved is that if it creates opportunities, then with opportunities the risks are also coming up. So the agreement which was reached upon by the countries or the technocrats or the computer scientists or the leaders was that opportunities and risk, both the aspect needs to be looked into properly, and 28 major countries participated in it, including the United States of America, China, Japan, UK, France, India and the European Union, and they all signed on to a declaration. So what you need to remember is world's first ever Artificial Intelligence Safety Summit took place in United Kingdoms for 2 days, and the declaration which was reached was Bletchley Declaration, and 28 countries participated in it. And the place Bletchley was selected because during the Second World War, this place performed a very important role. It was at this place that the computer scientists or the decoders of the codes were sitting, and it is that place where Germany's Enigma codes were decoded, or the Germany's Enigma codes were cracked, which played a very important role in winning of the US or the UK. So that is why the Bletchley Declaration or the Bletchley place was selected, and the name Bletchley Declaration has been given. So, and the global action is needed to tackle the potential risk of the AI. So this is also the topic where the discussion took place, that is the potential risk of the artificial intelligence. Now about the Bletchley Park Declaration. What is the main point of the declaration? So till now you must have heard that majorly the declaration talks about the tackling the potential risk of the artificial intelligence. Whatever the risk that gets generated because of the use of the artificial intelligence, how that risk can be tackled or how the risk can be mitigated has been talked about in the Bletchley Declaration. Now, it talks about incorporating an acknowledgement of the substantial risk from potential intentional misuse or unintended use of control of frontier artificial intelligence. Now, the misuse can be intentional or unintentional. So, it has been talked about that how to handle the misuse of artificial intelligence, and that can be especially in the form of cyber security, biotechnology, and disinformation risk. Cyber security, biotechnology, and disinformation risk. So these can be few of the types how the misuse of artificial intelligence can be done. And it is potential for serious, even catastrophic harm, either deliberate or unintentional. Now that someone who is very good in this technology can actually use it for the harm of the society, and this is so advanced in nature that majority of the people do not understand it easily, and if someone is able to get an expertise in this respect, then the harm can be of very high level, and the risks are best addressed through international cooperation. Now the Bletchley Declaration also talks about that what can be the best solution can be addressed through international cooperation. It means all the global leaders, all the big technocrats needs to sit together, and all the private players, civil societies also needs to sit together, and they need to reach a solution that how to mitigate the potential risk of the artificial intelligence. And that risk can be in the form of cyber security, as we are hearing so much about the spyware and the malware viruses, that people's devices are always at risk. Then biotechnology, it might be that the process of the biotechnology would be slow and gradual, but even if the process is slow and gradual, then the risk it possesses is very high. And the disinformation risk, that whatever information is being given to people is not right, so that information can also be misused in many ways. So this was about the Bletchley Park Declaration. Now about what has been the executive order of the President of the United States, that is Joe Biden. So the executive order aimed at safeguarding against threats posed by the artificial intelligence. So even the President of US has talked about that how the threats which is posed by the artificial intelligence can be looked into, and can regulate rapidly advancing AI technology. It means regulation point also he has raised, and it requires artificial intelligence companies to share the results. The companies needs to share the result, that whatever upcoming models of the artificial intelligence is, the results of it needs to be shared with the common public. Then measures will ensure artificial intelligence systems are safe, secure and trustworthy before companies make them public. And that can only be done if the companies will share the information with the public about the new products that are about to come in the market. Because if the information will be shared by the people, then the trust of the people on the company will be maintained and there will be credibility between the customer and the company. Now, different countries varied approaches. Now, if there are so many different countries has participated in it, then the result or the approach of all the countries will also be different. Now, the concerns lie under three broad heads. And what are these three broad heads? That is privacy, system bias and violation of intellectual property rights. So, these are the three different broadheads under which the point has been raised. That is, first, can the privacy of the people be at risk? Second, system bias. The system on which the things are working or the things are being done, can the bias be there or not? And the violation of the intellectual property rights. So, these are the three concerns under which different countries have also given their approaches and have also given their stance. Now, first of all, about the European Union. So, the European Union has taken a tough stance in bringing a new Artificial Intelligence Act. So, European Union has talked about getting on board a new Artificial Intelligence Act. While if we talk about the United Kingdom, the United Kingdom is little fine on this topic and it aims to foster and not stifle innovation in its field. So, if EU is being very strict about the artificial intelligence, then on the other hand, United Kingdom is little relaxed on this topic, while on the other hand, United States of America is between being very strict and being very light also on the topic. So, they think that regulation needs to be there, mitigation has to be talked about. Now, India's stance. Now that India's stance over the time has changed. Earlier time, I would say till last year, India was not in favor of getting a new law or getting a new act on the topic of the misuse of the artificial intelligence. But now the stance of India is also changing with time. So, the Union Minister of State for IT has represented in India in the first ever Artificial Intelligence Summit, and he has said that the weaponization represented by the social media must be overcome. That whatever wrong or whatever misuse of social media is happening, we need to overcome it. And steps should be taken to ensure artificial intelligence represents safety and trust of the people, and privacy of a person should not be breached or should not be compromised with. Then India has been progressively pushing the envelope on the AI regulation. Now, this is the point which was raised, that now even India is looking to move towards regulating the artificial intelligence, so that the technology which is being brought up in the society for the welfare of the people should not turn into the technology which is creating a negative impact on the people. Then in August this year, Prime Minister Narendra Modi had called for a global framework on the expansion of ethical AI tools. So, even the Prime Minister has talked about the ethical use of the artificial intelligence. And if we talk about the TRAI, that is the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, it has said that Centre should set up a domestic statutory authority to regulate artificial intelligence in India. Statutory authority, so that in future, till now, if the regulation is not done, then in future we might not reach a place where regulating the AI or the misuse of AI becomes very, very difficult. So, this is the right time that steps needs to be taken in the right direction to control the misuse of the artificial intelligence. Now, in the end, a mains practice question, and you can do your answer writing practice. The word limit is 150 words, and the question talks about The Bletchley Declaration sheds light on the growing concerns around the ever-increasing use of artificial intelligence. Command is discuss. Command is discuss. So, write about the Bletchley Declaration and also write about the artificial intelligence, growing concerns also. So, you will have a lot of material to write in this, and in the end also give a way forward in this kind of questions. And the command is discuss. It means you need to discuss about the points, as the declaration is very important because this is the first ever summit on the artificial intelligence. So, knowing about the declaration, the name of the declaration, where it has taken place, how many countries have participated, and what is actually the major point on which the discussion has been done. So, try to do your answer writing practice, and that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading and keep writing.